It is that time of year again. Breeding season. Two lofts on the left are the breeding lofts. Loft on the right is the racing loft. They have recently been moved about 50 miles from where they used to be into a nice big open space where I can see the birds fly. So I'm gonna get them fed up and then I'll start pairing them up and get some nice video. Where the magic happens. There's 9 cocks in this loft, 9 cocks in this loft. The hens for now are in the race loft over in that section. And we'll slowly move them. What we'll first do is we'll lock each cock in a box. I've taken the time to figure out which cock has taken which box, and I'll lock each one in his box, put his hen in there with him. And if he acts right and she acts right, then I'll just leave them together. If one of them doesn't act right, then I'll take and I'll close the hen off in one side until she starts responding to the cock. And if it doesn't work after a day, then I'll switch out the hen. And I got 3 over here. It gets dark so early, it's kind of having to do it in the dark. Okay, so this is the cocks. I have each one locked in their box. I've paid attention to what boxes they've picked. I've had to do some shuffling around because sometimes the cock will try to take 2 boxes. Anyway, this one's called the Count. His band number is 789. He came from our club founder. He's one of his old birds that he raced. He did pretty well racing. He's off of some of his good 500-mile stuff. Our club founder passed away about 2 months ago, and several months before he passed, he had to get rid of all of his birds, and he put me on several of his really good lines. This is one of the 2 cocks that I picked up. This is pretty much my foundation cock of the whole loft. I got him this year. This is the first time I'm able to breed from him. His name is King Sade. I have 3 daughters off of them. 2 of them have bred most of my good stuff. One of them, well, he is the great-grandsire of Scarlet. And Scarlet, most of you know as Pine 33 from Little Loft on the Hill. And that is King Sade. Then we have 711. He also came from the club founder, so this is my first year breeding him. He's another long distance, 500-mile type bird. This is Silverbow. Silverbow came from Adrian. He was 2nd place on the Motor City Classic in 2020. And then we have 1404. This is a son of Rexella and Taurus. He placed several times top 10% in Michigan this year. And then we have Geppetto. Geppetto is sire to a bird that Adrian raced this year, Pine number 10. She had several top 10% finishes in his club. Below Geppetto is a bird that I have named Andres. He is McLaugh's 1240, and he doesn't want to be seen. Let me see if we can get a little better view of him. He's a beautiful little cock bred by Frank McLaughlin. He will be put to a sister of T-Rex, which is a son of Rexella. This one I call U10. Both of his parents were bred by Hardy Kruger, so he's inbred to Black Power. First year breeding from him. And the last one is a bird called Blackjack. He is a grandson of King Sade, and he bred one of my first place winners this year. He was not raced. This is my first year breeding from him. My buddy bred from him last year and then gave him to me to breed this year. All right, let's put the hens with him. Okay, this is my other loft that has the cocks in it. This is Napoleon. He's a Beckert cock that I got from Adrian a couple years ago. He's a good way to eliminate bad hens because his babies always come home. He's produced some race winners. He's a really nice little cock. This is sire to T-Rex, to Dino, to Favorite Son, several of my top racing cocks. This is Taurus. And this is Ace. He produced a couple of babies that raced pretty well for me this year. He came from Tony Jordan. He's a feisty little cock. He'll fight with you if you put your hands in there with him. Below him is Mule. Mule has produced a good bird every year that races for me. If the birds beat his babies, they're usually pretty good racers. This is Favorite Son. He's half brother to T-Rex. His dam was the second place ace at the Lucky 17 in 2020, and he was the third champion bird in 2021 for me of our club. This is his half brother T-Rex. He raced for Adrian, was third place at the Detroit Motor City Combine Classic in 2021. And this is the sire to Scarlet, or Pine 33. Below him is his full brother. He raced at Hoosier in 2022. He was the 39th average speed in Hoosier that year. He was 39th on the 250-mile race. Really nice little cock. Next to him, this is the sire to the ace pigeon of the Lucky 17 in 2022. His name is Dinero. He produced a really nice cock that raced for me this year that was first place on our first two races this year. And then last is another brother to T-Rex, and he raced for me last year, raced really well in club.